Hi guys, I'm Miranda and today I'm going to be talking all about my highlighters, which one I use. I'm going to show you all the ones that I have and then I will show you guys which ones I use on an everyday basis and just which ones would be better for specific occasions and that kind of thing. So to begin, I'm going to start off with my liquid highlights, and I have 4. And the first 2 are both by L'Oreal and they're from their True Match Lumi line. And the first one is the lightest shade, which is Ice. And the second one is the second color in the range. There's a darker one that is a golden shade, and this one is in the shade Rose. The third one is by Josie Maran, and it is the Argan Enlightenment Illuminizer. Personally, I got the one that is in the pump, but they also do have one that is in a stick form, and then they also have one that is a powder, and this one is absolutely beautiful in my opinion. It's just so amazing. It's so glowy. Unfortunately, with each pump a lot of product comes out, which personally I don't like because it's just a waste of product in my opinion. Like, this is a lot wasted and there's still a lot on my finger, but it is so beautiful. I love it. Then fourth, out of the liquids, I have a sample size of the Becca Skin Perfecting Illuminizer. This is a liquid form in Opal, and the full size has a pump, while this one just has a little doe foot applicator. I think out of all 4 of my liquids, this one definitely is the most subtle, if you can see that. But it does just give the skin a natural sheen to it. And with liquid highlights, I personally recommend, this is just my own thing, you can put these on bare skin. You can mix them in with your foundation. You can put them on top of wet foundation, but I do not recommend putting liquid highlight on top of your face when it is already set, just because putting liquid on top of powder products can make it separate. It can make your face look really cakey, just because putting a liquid on a matte powder just doesn't look good usually. That's just my own recommendation if you're new to liquid highlights, is to put them on before you set your face with powder, if you do. Then I'm going to move on to my powder highlights. And the first one I'm going to show you is a palette, and this is by Makeup Revolution. It is actually a blush palette in the shade Golden Sugar. I've talked about this before. You do have to order this online off of Makeup Revolution's site, but it does come with 8 shades, and pretty much the highlight shades are this bright white. This one kind of is a highlight. It's very, very subtle. The pinky shade is a highlight, this golden, and the one up here also does have some shine, though personally I don't really use it for highlight. I use it more for like a slight bronzing, just to warm up the face a little bit. But this is a beautiful palette. It is in the drugstore. I know Ulta does carry Makeup Revolution. I don't think they carry this specific palette though, but you can always look. They may have added those there, but I did have to order this palette from Makeup Revolution's actual site, which is international. It's in the UK, I believe, is where it is created and stuff. so you will probably have to order it. Then for individual powders, first I'm going to talk about Becca, and along with the liquid Skin Perfecting Illuminizer in the shade Opal, it also does come with a little compact of Opal as well, in a little powder. Personally, Opal is a beautiful shade, and especially if you're new to highlight and you want something that's a good quality highlight, I would recommend getting this little duo. You can get them at Sephora, and you do get a liquid as well as a little highlight powder, and I think it's a pretty good deal, especially if you are starting out to it. Then sticking with Becca, I do have a full-sized compact of the highlight in the shade Champagne Pop, which this is limited edition. It is in a collaboration with Jaclyn Hill, which she's also a beauty guru on YouTube, and she has a big palette and also little compacts and a liquid skin illuminizing thing in Champagne Pop. This is a stunning shade. I think that if you are going to invest in a highlight, I would invest in Becca Cosmetics. They are stunning, they're great quality, and the pan is really big, and you do get, it goes a long way. That is what I'm saying. Then moving on, I have another sample. I got this from Ulta. My mom got samples and stuff, and this is by the brand Laura Geller. I've never heard of this before, and this is just, I want to say that the shade is called Portofino, but it's just a very small little compact. And if you can get little samples of highlights, I definitely recommend just buying them, because even though they're a little sample highlighter, you don't need a lot usually for you to get a good pigment and whatnot for most of them. So even though it is very small and you're not getting a lot of product, it still does go a long way for a sample, and these are really good for traveling. Then a drugstore highlight if you're on a budget or you just don't want to invest in a higher quality highlight. I have one from Hard Candy, and this is a duo in the shade Twinkle Star, and it just has two shades. One is more of a very light cream champagne, and the bottom one is more golden. These are more subtle, so you kind of do need to put on more layers to get a good pigment, but if you don't want something super intense, I would recommend going with this, just because it's affordable. First of all, you can get these at Walmart. I'm not sure where else sells Hard Candy, but yeah, I got this at Walmart. And if you don't want something too crazy, this is really good because you can build it up if you want to, or just if you want a very subtle glow, this will do it for you. Now, if you want something more intense, along with the Becca, because these are very, very, very pigmented, I have Champagne Pop on today and it is stunning. Along with that is Urban Decay. This is the Urban Decay Afterglow 8-Hour Power Highlighter in the shade Sin. This is insane. It doesn't look that crazy in the pan, but when you put it on your face, it is so beautiful. And again, a little bit goes a long way. It is a beautiful color. And these are a little cheaper than the Becca ones, and I think that they're very, 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 very great. I love this shade. Then, lastly, for highlights, I've talked about this so many times, and you guys have seen this in videos countless times in tutorials and stuff, but it is my Urban Decay Naked Illuminated, and this is in the shade Aura, and I have finally hit pan on it, but I've had this thing for over a year. And I still have a ton of product left, and this is a highlight, but at the same time it's not as like compact as the other ones. It's more of like not a loose glitter, but there is a lot of fallout, and it reminds me more of like just an effortless pixie dust type of thing where it just like glides on, and it's just like a very subtle not glitter, because it's not. It's very, very fine milled, so it doesn't feel disgusting or itchy or any, like it's not hard. Like it's very, very soft, very smooth, very silky. It's more of like shimmer, like just pixie dust. That's all I can think of. It's just pixie dust just floating away into the air as you apply it. And it's so beautiful. And again, this goes a long way. It is expensive. It's in the $30 range, maybe $27. I could be wrong. It's like around $30. But again, it goes such a long way. I've had this over a year. It's still going strong, and I use it every single day. Speaking of using things every single day, I'm going to talk about which ones I use every day, no matter what, guaranteed. But yeah, Josie Maran, every single day. Becca, Champagne Pop, every single day. Sometimes I will also add on the Urban Decay very lightly, just on very, very, very small portions of this, just because this is very intense. Then to top off everything for a finale for my highlight, I go in with my Urban Decay Naked Illuminated with just a big brush and just dust that over my cheekbones. Sometimes Cupid's bow, sometimes bridge of the nose. I put it on my chin a little bit. Sometimes I'll do my forehead, just because again it's not super duper intense. It just gives a nice glow to the face overall. And again, you can use this on your shoulders if you want. Sometimes I like to highlight my collarbones just to make those stand out. You can put them wherever you want, honestly. But that is the end of this video. I hope that this was helpful and that maybe you are interested in getting a new highlight, or if you're new to highlight, I definitely recommend looking into them just because they're beautiful and life-changing and you will love them. And I will leave links to all the products that I have talked about down in the description if you're interested. But yeah, that is the end of this video, and I hope you guys are having a great day. I love you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!